what brought her to such lengths, to travel all the way to Vegas just to protest DARE. As we continued talking, she told me that she was a drug user herself and began using heroin. After her tolerance to pharmaceutical opiates became so high, she turned to the streets for something stronger.
I'm an out of the closet drug user, as they say.
And believes the primary downside of heroin, meth, and cocaine being illegal is that it allows cartels and street dealers to cut and mix the product with potentially fatal contaminants like fentanyl and xylazine.
You know, you risk getting a
That's true, but legalizing it isn't that's not a good option either.
contaminated substance because you can't get your prescription Adderall from the pharmacy anymore, or a prescription oxycodone. And as somebody who's had 2 back surgeries, like, I know what it's like to be like in dying excruciating pain and have to go to the emergency room twice in order for them to finally like give me anything stronger than Tylenol.
She also believes the DARE program legitimately made drugs more attractive to middle school age students.
It's been sold under this guise of safety, when really, like, it just made people want to do and experiment with drugs more, which is now an unregulated system.
So what do you think about DARE, Mr. Daddy?
DARE. I feel like it
Who the fuck is this guy?
More curious, you know? Like, I'm like, where are these drugs at? When am I going to be able to say no? Where and when am I going to be able to say no to these drugs, all these drugs? You know, I didn't even think about drugs until DARE. Yeah, DARE taught me everything about drugs, really. I mean, they told me what it looks like. The only thing they didn't tell me what it smelled like. And then I did cocaine when I was 15. Do you want to do the Pepsi challenge?
Fuck no.
Because I got some coke.
Don't lock us up, let us get high. We smoke. We get high. We smoke marijuana.
You want to do the Pepsi challenge? Because I got coke. Says that to a fucking person who just said they're a fucking drug user. Oh shit, haha. Or that they had problems with heroin. Oh shit. I would just show me blowing some leaf when I'm hitting to the imagination. I like this guy. Not this guy. I like the other guy. He's funny.
So what do you think about DARE, Mr. Daddy?
DARE.
Wanna play some Resurgence? I don't care if it sucks.
You know, like, I'm like, where are these drugs at? When am I going to be able to say no?
I don't know why you didn't pop. I hope it didn't fuck up again. Oh no. Yeah. Because I'm not seeing your shit, which is not good. But I see it on my phone, pointing my gun at the screen saying, King ain't got nothing on me. Haha. I'm gonna play some Resurgence. I don't care if it sucks.
Where and when am I going to be able to say no to these drugs, all these drugs? You know, I didn't even think about drugs until DARE. Yeah, DARE taught me everything about drugs, really. I mean, they told me what it looks
True.
like. The only thing they didn't tell me what it smelled like. And then I did cocaine when I was 15. Do you want to do the Pepsi challenge?
Fuck no.
Because I got some coke.
Don't lock us up, let us get high. We smoke. We get high. We smoke marijuana. We like heroin. We like crystal. We like all of it. Let us get high. Stop hating. Legalize it.
Have you been to jail just for possession before?
Yes, I have. All over. That's just for possession. I was riding. I was smoking. They smelled it.
I was riding.
Over.
I was
I said,
smoking.
what's going on? They said, you smoking marijuana, you going to jail. So they locked me up.
What state was that in?
Tennessee.
Are you familiar with the DARE program at all?
No, I'm not. Never heard of it.
After standing outside for an hour, casino security finally kicked Haley off the premises, and so I figured it was time for me to actually go inside, interview some DARE officers, get some hot takes, get down to business, and figure out once and for all what the hell is going on.
What the hell is going on?
500 future DARE officers who are being trained on how to stop kids from smoking that shit. So let's go inside.
Dude, look at that guy. The guy in the white. He looks like he did not want to be there at all. This guy. Why am I here? That's his mom. It's his sister. I don't know what the fuck. Who the fuck that is?
Stop kids from smoking that shit.
He's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Some people and dare to do some interviews. Come on, fellas.
I like that. Dare to do some interviews.
Upon entering the conference, I was honestly a bit surprised. I guess I expected a vivacious training session, but instead, it was more of an award ceremony, dedicated to crowning the Dare. Unlike Retro Bill, Chief Gilmore is relatively new to the program, but was quickly able to rise in the ranks with his caring but no BS attitude.
I'm Chief Mark Gilmore from Kosciuszko.
You hear me but don't see shit, David?
Thank you very much.
How does it feel?
Feels great. Hey, something I never imagined before.
Can you think of like an example of a moment on the job that you really appreciated?
Visiting with the kids every day. So I'm with them all day, every day, and extracurricular activities and stuff, band, basketball, football, baseball, all of those activities. I'm there, graduations, all of those things, yes.
So what does being a DARE officer actually entail, like day to day?
Day to day is basically speaking with the kids, basically teaching them about, some drugs, not much, but making healthy and wise decisions.
Unlike many other DARE officers who hail from big cities with big city problems, Chief Gilmore is from Kosciuszko, Mississippi, a small, relatively poor town with 7,000 people, only one of which is a Pacific Islander. But aside from that, it's also where Oprah Winfrey grew up, and is genuinely a great town to visit. I suggest that all of you watching visit Mississippi. It gets a bad rap, but it's a nice place. Anyways, in your city, which drugs are most popular among the kids?
I would say marijuana is the most unpopular. Yes, sir. It's that gateway drug to some.
All right, relax, bud.
Like your cocaine use and things like that.
As a DARE officer, are you allowed to arrest anybody?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Yes, definitely. And when I find drugs on a kid, an arrest has to be made.
Federal data from the most recent school year available shows 715 students, 5th grade or younger, arrested at school.
When you arrest them, do you take them in or?
Yes, I take them in, or either I call the local police department to come in and.
So this guy isn't a cop.
For me, and
My motherfucking doctor said I need a doctor, so I called house. Now I'm a pill popper. Motherfucking bars. I thought this guy was a cop. He's not a cop? What is that? He's a captain. He's not a cop?
Speaking with the kids, basically teaching them about some drugs, not much, but making healthy and wise decisions.
Unlike many other DARE officers who hail from big cities with big city problems, Chief Gilmore is from Kosciuszko, Mississippi, a small, relatively poor town with 7,000 people, only one of which is a Pacific Islander. But aside from that, it's also where Oprah Winfrey grew up, and is genuinely a great town to visit. I suggest that all of you watching visit Mississippi.
Oh shit, podcast with Mike Baker.
Anyways, in your city, which drugs are
Who's
most
Mike
popular
Baker?
among kids?
I would say marijuana is the most unpopular. Yes, sir. It's that
Oh, we already saw this, but it's okay.
More serious, like your cocaine use and things like that.
As a
Hey, Dark Angel, how you doing?
Anybody?
Yes, sir.
We're just watching some vids right now.
Definitely.
Some Andrew Callahan, one of the best reporters in my opinion. Before we get into some games. Retired CIA or some shit, one of those big government agencies. Oh, okay. If I look him up, I'll probably realize it by his face, who you're talking about. So I see shorts on people like that all the time. Let's look him up, actually. We had to delete the last video because I had some video footage from a guy named Stoda who was playing Arena Breakout. It's a new extraction shooter that came out yesterday. And he was playing that because it came out like this morning, well, last night. And what is it? I feel like it's wrong to stream other people's gameplay like that, but I was trying to get like some like I didn't really feel like playing anything this morning, and I kind of wanted to just investigate a little bit on that game and see where everyone's mind state is on it and see some gameplay, if that makes sense. But I wrote in his comments like, hey, I'm streaming right now. I can't play the game because I do not have access, but I'm streaming you playing it for your impressions. I will delete the VOD after, so no like issues, just letting you know. And I already deleted everything, so it's no big deal. I'm not trying to get monetized off that. I just want to play Rebirth Island. I'm fiending. You trying to play COD, bro? I mean, I can try. I know my stream, I'm pretty sure my stream ain't going to be able to handle it, but I'll try it. It's just if my stream ain't going to handle it, I'm not going to really want to play. That's the only issue. And we have issues sometimes with comms. Because I think we tried Xbox Game Chat. I don't know if that was your issue or mine, but I've also had issues with other people over it. Dark Angel, I'm good. I found you from the veteran tag. Appreciate it. What was his name? Matt Baker? No, that can't be who you said. Mike Baker, because that guy's British. Mike Baker. No, I do not know who this is. American British Technical Advisor. He was in the CIA. Of course, he's with Joe Rogan, dude. Goddamn Joe Rogan. Y'all favorite. I'm on right now, Mike. After this video, I'll try and pop on. Oh, this video's long, dude.
Transport for me, and I'd go ahead and do no paperwork on.
Does Resurgence have duos?
They just do transport for me. Yes, sir.
Would you do that for any amount of drugs that you find?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. No questions asked.
Yeah. Even like a tiny little bit of weed.
Definitely, all of it. If it's drug, it's just drugs to me. Some are worse than others on the body, and yeah, I think all of them are on the same umbrella.
Midway through this conversation, I began to understand why having DARE officers in schools has been such a contentious issue and is so criticized by groups that advocate for criminal justice reform. It's because DARE officers actually take kids to jail from school and process them in the juvenile criminal system, as opposed to the school's disciplinary apparatus, which is primarily ran by the principal, the Board of Education, and the superintendent.
Yeah, it kind of gets rid of all that.
By law to cooperate with law enforcement in prosecuting non-violent offenses, like drug possession. But the presence of DARE officers in schools changes everything. And for those caught with petty amounts of drugs in school, DARE officers turn what could have been a suspension by the school administration, or a couple hours in detention every week after class, into a criminal arrest and maybe a juvie sentence.
Well, that doesn't fix it. You know, if kids are taken to jail for possessing marijuana, or taken to juvenile hall, that fixes them, right? Because that puts them in the system where they meet other people who have issues as well, and they bond over that and create more issues, especially issues towards government, towards authority, stuff like that, because they're feeling like they're doing nothing wrong because everybody uses drugs. Everyone. I don't care who you say you are. You use coffee, and I know those aren't like drugs, but people use alcohol. That's a drug. Weed is way better for you than alcohol, especially if you choose to do the consumable route instead of the smoking route. So I understand that it's kind of stupid to not let the school system handle it, because it's not violent. It's not, and it could be handled in other ways that could enforce some type of therapy or something like that. Some type of work with a school counselor, something like that, instead of throwing them in the system.
Which is proven to have a drastically negative impact on the trajectory of a student's life. And
exactly,
literally airdrops them into the school to prison pipeline. What age do you think kids are most at risk?
Well, to be honest, around that 9 to 10 year old.
Really?
Yes, sir. 9 to 10 year old.
It's wild.
And I've seen kids that I have actually mentored over fall into those traps of the marijuana game, you know, and so it's very disheartening, and it's something that's very saddening to me, to my heart.
Why do you think people use drugs in the first place?
I think it have a little bit of both, of environment, that peer pressure that they fall into, which is very real, and it's a follow the leader kind of thing. They see others doing it, and those people have those influence on those kids that even sometimes adults and parents don't even have that type of influence on the kids.
Yeah, dude, how much drugs did this guy do when he was coming up, bro? Because he's stuttering. Maybe he's just not used to being on camera, but I mean, he's been in this program for how long? He won an award. Why is he like so fucking weird about his words? It's just crazy.
And influence your kids to do drugs and other things.
After presenting Chief Gilmore with his award, they said it was time to inaugurate the 2023 DARE Student of the Year and award them with a $20,000 college scholarship.
Our 2023 DARE Scholarship recipient is Lily Lawrence.
The winner, Lily, is from New York State and for 4 years has been the director of the DARE student program at her high school. This to me was particularly interesting, especially because her and I are around the same age. And she said she began advocating for DARE full-time when she was 14, which is exactly how old I was when I became Seattle's leading marijuana advocate.
And I'm cheesing, beefing, bleeding, sheafing on that CD heat shit, so better believe it.
And he didn't come out bad, did he?
Influenced her to almost take the opposite path, and how she resisted the powerful psychedelic sway of artists like Mac Miller, Juicy J, and especially Wiz Khalifa. What made you want to start getting involved in DARE?
Music definitely
the biggest problem children face today is mental health, and especially vaping and now weed. So that's definitely been a problem that we've been targeting. It's definitely increased in the last couple years. That's why it's been a larger problem that DARE's been focusing on, because it's just been rising.
How are we going to stop the vaping?
See, she is like media trained. She knows how to talk. The guy before, you don't know how to talk.
Epidemic, you think?
So we're hoping to combat it with our new curriculum. It's all research and evidence-based. We're putting officers in the classroom and really hoping just to spread awareness and educate students so they can make better decisions.
When did you first begin your formal drug education?
So I, first had the DARE program in 5th grade, and
I noticed that as we talked, there was...
Dude, what are they talking about with putting... I don't understand putting police in the classrooms. Like everybody, I thought everyone had school cops. We had school cops where I went to for high school. So
a shirtless, relatively...
Are there students like in the fucking... Or I mean, are there cops actually like literally sitting in class? Because that's a waste of resources. Honestly. What's he about to say? That she's pretty and has a good upbringing and whatnot.
First had the DARE program in 5th grade, and
I noticed that as we talked, there was a shirtless, relatively nervous man staring at me from the distance. I figured this must have been her dad. You want to hop in here? Your dad looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, he used to be there after a long, long time ago.
There it is. It always shocks me how much we are products of our own upbringing to a certain extent. What year did you start off with the DARE program?
2003, I want to say. We were just seeing the start of opiates or the heroin epidemic coming back from the 70s.
You consider marijuana to be a gateway drug?
Yes, most certainly.
To what other drugs?
Every single one of them out there. So it's a way to get away from pain in life, pain in whatever trauma they've experienced, and it puts them in a spot where they don't have to think about their reality.
So what do you think is a
How do you
proper
fix
healthy
it? Yeah.
solution to deal with that, trauma?
I think the mental health end of things are a big thing. My belief is that's the root of the problem for all this stuff. And
It's not a fix.
You think like pretty intensive
You asked him, what do you think is a way to fix it? And he said, I think mental health is crucial. That's not what does that mean, bro? Yeah, mental health is crucial. But how do you fix it? It's deep-rooted shit. Give poor people no outlet. Yeah, because they have no outlet. They have no way to seek help because they have no money to go seek help. It costs fucking money to go and see a counselor or go see a therapist. I may get free counseling or therapy because I'm a veteran, but that's it. I had to go sign my life away to get that free fucking therapy, which is not there for everybody. It should be. They gonna find their own, got money to fund foreign wars, but can't give $1 million to poor communities. If you fix that, gave people more opportunities, they wouldn't be doing all these drugs. Yep. That's the problem with the homeless situation and the drug use situation.
Psychiatry.
Most definitely.
People don't have money to get fucking help, and so they just get into this cycle of self-medicating.
I think they overprescribe sometimes, and that
Yeah,
throws
they
their
did.
mental health even farther up.
He's saying they overprescribed when opioids first came out. Doctors just overprescribed it and didn't see any issues with it, and then they realized that there was an opioid epidemic and people were becoming addicted, and this caused the issues that we have today, where people are now on heroin because they can't get the pills they used to get. Yeah, they still fuck over vets.
One of my goals as of recent is to find common ground with people I fundamentally disagree with, and I do agree that schools have a responsibility to provide mental health services to their students, especially in cities like New Orleans, where many students, especially children born after 2005, bear the weight of intergenerational trauma that affects how they behave, the choices they make, and their rational thinking skills. But I disagree with the notion that all young people who choose to do things like smoke weed are doing so to escape some kind of harsh reality, or to cope with some kind of unresolved trauma. And I don't think it makes sense to treat drug users like they're mentally ill people who are in need of immediate psychiatric intervention. It seems like an ancient way.
What he's saying is totally a great take, because, yeah, I mean, I smoked weed when I was in high school, and it wasn't because I was fucking having terrible issues. It was like I just tried it, I liked it, so I did it. I mean, I tried alcohol too, didn't like it. To this day, I drink socially, but even then, like, I don't like it. Sometimes it can be a good time, sometimes it can be a bummer. With weed, it's never really been a bummer. It's never been a time where I was overly emotional or bawling my eyes out over something stupid or getting angry and fighting somebody. So they were gunning for fat checks, throw the pills out, and then take them away. Exactly.
Way of thinking, reminiscent of Dare's past, that ignores the most important piece of
I think that chatter left. Dark Angel probably came, saw what we were watching, and saw my take and was like, nope, never mind. Because they saw the veteran tag, so they might have been like, oh, they're going to be speaking like how that guy is. It's like, oh, if you use drugs, you have mental health issues.
Which is that getting high can be fun sometimes.
Just fine.
Especially when you're
not worried about it.
It makes food taste better. It can make you sleep better and can provide a lot of creative inspiration. But still,
True.
I suppose that even claiming to prioritize mental health.
Some of the greatest musicians ever smoked weed. And would they have done the same things without substances? Who knows? But I'm not going to fucking look down upon them because they use substances for inspiration.
Health is still a massive step forward for Dare.
He looks angry.
This is Alex Mendoza from Irvine, California, 2022 Dare Officer of the Year, a highly influential figure. In the modern
I figured if it was a vet, I'd say fuck the vets, but yeah, no worries.
To shift the program away from its former scared straight.
My lore is just full of jokes today.
Come up to me and have said, "Oh, do you guys still show,
He trying to troll people, which is fine."
Of drugs, and Dare has shifted away from that. And Dare really is, for me, it's a philosophy of empowering kids with some tools.
I don't know. It's just people will see that I'm a veteran, and this happens in my day-to-day life, like not online as well. But like people think, oh, he's a veteran, so he's an automatic Trump supporter. He's an automatic person who thinks abortion should be banned. He's an automatic person who thinks all guns should be legal and there should be no restrictions. And there's so much wrong with that because I don't believe any of that. It's just weird because I run into that in class. Like I spoke politics with a classmate one day and they were really surprised by my views. And they were like, that's crazy that you think like that. And I'm like, why? And they're like, because you're a veteran. Like, I thought all veterans were conservative, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nah, man, not me. It's not how I am.
Them navigate some of those waters. So I do things in my class like self-compassion meditation, right? So you say things like, may I accept myself as I am? May I give myself all the love that I need? I do meditation with them in class. I talk about empathy, right? I talk about compassion.
Despite Officer Mendoza's revamped prevention model, he still operates from the belief that all drug use stems from deep pain.
I think that any drug use comes from some sort of pain. In my experience as a police officer, 30 years being a patrol officer, 12 of those working in the DARE program, a lot of that pain has been from some sort of family issue, some sort of abuse, something that's going on. So when you boil it down, it's not to heal, but it's really a form of escaping. And so for me, it's really about educating the youth that are out there to help navigate, give them the tools necessary to navigate whatever pain that they're going through. Could be a limiting self-belief. I've had kids in the past that believe that their parents don't love them, that they're a burden. And that internal dialogue then ends up causing them to, go to an external source to help deal with their pain. So it's that internal dialogue, right? And I think that if you don't have that self-love for yourself and that resiliency, then you're going to go to that external source, whatever that might be.
Do you feel the same way about alcohol?
Absolutely. I mean, alcohol is a gateway drug.
But yeah, David, like as you were saying, like with voice calls and stuff like that, and us talking over stream, like that would be totally dope with me. I would love it. And like